Thailand, part of their SEAL program is you have to catch a cobra barehanded. They pull out this cobra and throw him on the ground. I was like, hey, Chief, if that thing bites me, how long before I'm dead? He's like, about 2 hours. If you get too far away, snake's gonna go. If you get too close, he's gonna strike. So you find that distance and you just move your foot back and forth, and he looks at your foot, and then you reach over the top of his head and you gently press on his neck, and you press him all the way down into the deck, and then pinch and pick him up. SEAL training will find your limits, and then you push past them. The way we grew up, we were real kind of autonomous, and we lived away from town. We had cows in the pasture and horses, turn a bunch of boys loose, and we were testing ourselves even from that age. When I was in high school, my grandmother gave me her old .22. They used to shoot rabbits on the way home from church on Sundays during the Depression. So that's what I learned to shoot on, and I ended up bringing back a rabbit for the pot. My dad's rule was, if you kill it, you gotta eat it. So, jackrabbit stew, baby. Growing up, I did a lot of photography. That was my thing. Took pictures for the yearbook and the newspaper and all that during high school. I actually wanted to be a war correspondent. Well, got to go to school for that. And the Navy had this real cool program that would, get your college paid for, or a chunk of it, whatever. And I was like, there's a big world out there. I want to get the hell out of this and go see it. I got to boot camp, and it was just really dumb and really easy. And I discovered I was looking for a challenge at that point. I said, well, what else you got? Like, well, I got this UDT SEAL thing. I'm like, what's that? I'm like, well, you get to jump at airplanes, shoot guns, and blow things up. I'm like, yes, sign me up. SEALs aren't made, they're found. If there's quit in there, they're gonna find it. They actually did studies on what makes a SEAL and what doesn't. They tested us before and after Hell Week. There was no physical difference between a guy who made it and a guy who didn't. It's what your mind can push your body to do. Being a SEAL is neck up. So I started off at SEAL Team 5, and I did 4 overseas deployments in the first 5 years I was there. I was like, man, if I'm gonna get into a fight, the place to get in there was at SEAL Team 6. So I screened while I was there, they picked me up, and I was hooked. Did stuff in the former Yugoslavia, Afghanistan, Iraq. It uses you up pretty good, so I was pretty damaged, and at one point you gotta make that decision whether you're an asset or a liability to your team. While I was active in the team, the last place you want to go is BUD/S. There's nothing on the world stage that you're going to have any influence on because you're just there training guys. So that was the last place I wanted to go. Well, it was the last place I went. I've done this a bunch with brand new shooters. And even though you've done it a while and you've got your own style and everything else, if you can break it down like this, it works really well. I've done it with about 4,000 SEAL candidates. That first year as an instructor, that was a rough year. Each student offered a new challenge. If they are not getting it, it's because you're not teaching it properly. And I discovered I was pretty good at being able to transfer that knowledge. And when I retired, I rolled over as a contract BUD/S instructor for the next 13 years.
2 things. This one is front to back, and this one's side to side. So
Instruction hadn't changed all that much from the time I went through training, and it was not as effective. So we built what we call the sacred scrolls. On day 1, you will stand at this yard line with this much ammo and shoot at this target. After about 2 years of putting that together, we got word back from the teams that the new guys were out shooting the old guys because they didn't have that habits. The guys going through training now are getting the best training that there has ever been. And we wrote most of it. My decision to work with Smith Wesson, not only is they're a great company, their values align with mine. But I have been carrying a Smith & Wesson product in my pocket almost every day for the last 30 years. But I also found out that there's not a lot of gun guys in the gun industry. You've got marketers, executives, and engineers. None of them were cops or military or anything like that, so they never actually carried it for work. If you never carried a gun for work, you don't care how heavy it is. But if you've carried one at work, you care about how heavy it is. And so I'm finding myself in that niche where I can help. It's about, making things better, whether that's through training or through the hardware that they're making. My job was to make SEALs better, and I did that for as long as I could. And now my job is to make everybody better. And I told them this. I said, I'm going to use you guys to make as many civilians better as I possibly can. That's what I want to bring to the Smith & Wesson experience there, is they're going to make a good gun for you, and I'll teach you how to use it. I need a reason to get up in the morning, and this is a good reason.